This time we will see Humayun. Again, I will give introduction like I have made videos on Babur and all ancient history and medieval history. This is Humayun is going to be the Mughal emperor, and it is going to be coming to an end now. So I have made videos on all the topics. Go through my channel, go through the playlist and all. Search for it. You will find all those videos. Okay. So now let us talk about Humayun. So throughout the reign period, so his reign period was from 1530 AD to 1556 AD, and he faced many adverse conditions. However, he did not lose his patience, rather than fought with courage every time. And he was born on 17th March 1508. Humayun succeeded his father Babur in December 1530 at the age of 23. So he succeeded his father Babur at the age of 21. Sorry, 23. Okay. And Babur, because of his premature death, he died early around I think 43 or 45 something. So Babur, because of his premature death, could not consolidate his empire. Therefore, Humayun, when became the ruler, he had various problems. Okay, so what were the major problems that he faced? Major problems that was faced by that was left behind by Babur. So there were like the administration systems of Mughal were weak and finances were unjustifiable. The Afghans had not been subdued entirely, hence they were cultivating the hope of expelling the Mughals from India. And when Humayun ascended the throne at Agra, the Mughal Empire included Kabul and Kandahar. However, there was loose control over Badakhshan beyond the Hindu. So Kabul and Kandahar were under the charge of Kamran, Humayun's young brother, and Kamran was not satisfied with these poverty-stricken areas. Therefore, he marched towards Lahore and Multan and occupied them. Okay. So Humayun, who was busy elsewhere, reluctantly accepted his father's autocratic act, and he was not interested in starting a civil war. However, Kamran accepted of Humayun and promised to help him whenever it required. It means in simple term, like then like Humayun accepted like what Kamran did, like but Humayun was not favor of that thing. As in like capturing Multan and Lahore and all. So, but he recognized him, and similarly, Humran accepted the Humayun and promised him to help him whenever it required. 50 growing powers of Afghan, like in the east, and Bahadur Shah, ruler of Gujarat in the west, were becoming problems that Humayun had to suppress. And the Afghan had conquered Bihar and overrun Jaunpur in eastern Uttar Pradesh. But in 1532, Humayun had defeated Afghan rulers. So in 1532, okay, Afghan forces, of course, okay. So after defeating the Afghans, Humayun decided Chunar from the Afghan lord of Sher Suri. So Chunar was the powerful fort that commanded the land and the river route resting between Agra and the east. So Chunar was popularly as the gateway of eastern India. It was commonly known as the gateway of eastern India. And after losing the Chunar fort, Sher Shah Suri, also known as Sher Khan, persuaded Humayun to get permission to retain possession of the fort, and he promised to be loyal to the Mughals. So Sher Shah also sent one of his sons to Humayun's fort and hostage, and Humayun was in hasty to return back to Agra. Therefore, he accepted Sher Shah's So it is something like that. Uh, After defeating the Afghan, Humayun besieged Chunar. Okay, sorry. So basically, it's like he aimed to capture by force or surrender. Okay, so beside Chunar, from the Afghan ruler Sher Shah Suri. So after defeating Humayun, besieged Chunar from the Afghan rulers of Sher Shah Suri. So it was from the Afghan ruler of Afghan ruler Sher Shah Suri. Okay, so Chunar was the most powerful fort that commanded the Chunar was the most powerful fort that commanded the land and river route resting between Agra and the east. Okay, so Chunar was popular as the gateway of eastern India. And after losing Chunar Fort, Sher Shah Suri, after losing Chunar Fort, Sher Shah Suri, also known as Sher Khan, persuaded Humayun to get permission to retain possession of the fort, and he promised to be loyal to the Mughals. Okay. So Sher Shah also sent one of his sons to Humayun fort stage. Humayun was in haste, like it was in desire to return back to Agra. Therefore, he accepted Sher Shah's offer. Okay, like so now we will discuss it. So actual meaning of Humayun means the and he ascended the throne of Babur at Agra 1530. Okay, and during the first phase of his rule, 1530 to 1540, he had faced numerous struggles from his brother Kamran. Uh, so let me mention from it here again. During the first phase of his rule, from 1530 to 1540 AD, he had to face numerous struggles from his brothers Kamran, Askari, Hindal, and also from the Afghans and Rajputs. So one thing I forward in telling in that Babur, that I will tell it here, that Johar that was performed by the women, it was during the Babur period only. Okay, so in the period of Babur, so women, like in the 1528, Babur defeated Medni Rai of Chanderi and conquered the Malwa region. So many Rajput kings of Chanderi ruler performed Johar. So Johar was done in the Babur period. Okay. So I'm just like those who are continuing the video lecture, so they will understand like why I'm talking about this. So leave it this part. We will come in Humayun. Okay. So the first were Afghans and Rajput, and he fought against the Muhammad Lodi and captured Jaunpur in 1532. Fought Mahmud Lodi, captured Jaunpur, and Humayun later defeated Bahadur Shah of Gujarat and occupied the forts of Mandu and Champanar. Yeah. Humayun later defeated Bahadur Shah. I've already talked about above also. So defeated Bahadur Shah of Gujarat and occupied the forts of Mandu and Champanar. And when Humayun left India in 1540, so he married Hamida Begum on his way to Sindh. And in 1542 AD, Hamida Begum gave birth to Akbar. Amarkot, or there is known as Amarkot, a Hindu kingdom ruled by Rana Prasad. Okay, so when Humayun left India in 1540 AD, he married Hamida Begum on his way to Sindh, and in 1542 AD, Hamida Begum gave birth to Akbar in Umarkot, or which is known as Amarkot, a Hindu kingdom ruled by Rana Prasad. Okay, and Humayun then proceeded to Persia and stayed under the protection of the Persian king. So Humayun then proceeded to Persia and stayed under the protection of Persian ruler. Okay. So now we will see that Humayun versus Sher Shah Suri. So Humayun was defeated by Sher Shah Suri. Humayun was defeated by Sher Shah Suri in 1539 AD, like before leaving India. Uh, Battle of Chausa, and in 1540 AD, Battle of Kannauj or Bilgram, which made him to flee to Agra for his safety for the next 15 years. So Sher Shah Suri dynasty started from 1540. So if we say Sher Shah Suri dynasty was from 1540 to 55. Okay. Okay. So Sher Shah was the founder of Suri dynasty. So Sher Shah was the founder of Suri dynasty, Sher Shah Suri, and this was the second Afghan dynasty to rule in India, and his original name was Farid. Okay, and he was the son of Hassan Khan. He was the son of Hassan Khan, a Jagirdar of Sasara. Okay, and he was called as Sher Khan, a title given by Bahar Khan Lohani, the ruler of Bihar, for whom Sher Khan worked earlier. Bahar Khan Lohani, the ruler of Bihar, for whom Shah worked earlier. Okay. So this was the second Afghan dynasty. Was the first Afghan dynasty. So our first Afghan dynasty was that we'll call what the Lodi dynasties and all. Okay. So conquest was like after defeating Humayun in the Battle of Chausa in 1539, which made Humayun to run away from India. Like after defeating Humayun in the Battle of Chausa and Kannauj or Bilgram, he took the title of Farid Uddin Sher Shah and issued coins in his name, printed in Persian and Hindi. Okay, so actually his name was also not original Sher Shah, so his name was Farid. So after defeating uh, Humayun in the Battle of Chausa and Kannauj, he took the title Farid Uddin Sher Shah and issued coins name printed in Persian and Hindi. Okay. So in 1542, Sher Shah defeated Puran Mal of Razin and captured Razin fort. And he then defeated Maldev, the Rathore ruler of Mewar, in the Battle of Samel in 1544 AD. Thus, he brought the whole north and central India, except the Kashmir and Gujarat, under his control. So it is like in 1542, Sher Shah defeated Puran Mal of Razin, okay, and he then defeated Maldev, the Rathore ruler of Mewar, in the Battle of Samel in 1544 AD. Thus, he brought the whole north and central India except Kashmir and Gujarat under his control. Okay. So during his campaign against Kalinjar, he was killed due to an explosion of gunpowder. So during his campaign against Kalinjar, he was killed to an explosion of gunpowder in 1545 AD. Okay, so the administration of Sher Shah Suri was like something. Central administration was there. Afghan theory of kingship changed, and the king was assisted by important ministers: Diwani Vicharat, Diwani Arich, Diwani Risalat, Diwani Insha, Chief Qazi. So, so his four ministers were present. So it was Diwan e Visarat. It means also called Wazir, who was in charge of revenue and finance. Then Diwan e Aris. It means in charge of army, in charge of army. Then Diwan e Risalat, it means foreign affairs. what? Then Diwan-e Shah. So ministers of communication, and there was one chief Qazi. Okay. So provincial administration was such like Sher Shah's empire was divided into 47 sarkars, and each sarkar was further divided into parganas, and below it were village administration. So the autonomous administrative units were called as iktas. So it is something like empire was divided into 47 sarkars. Each sarkar was further divided into parganas, and below it were the village administration and the autonomous administrative units were called TAS. Okay, and the revenue administration was such like land revenue was primary source, and the land was classified as good, medium, and bad, and the state received 1/3 of the average produce as land revenue. Okay, so in his like land revenue was primary source, and it was classified as land was classified as medium and bad, and the state received by 1/3 of the average produce as land revenue. Okay, so revenue was received either in cash or kind, and cash means by selling whatever they are getting, and kind was like they are giving whatever they produce. So Sher Shah got all the lands measured. He used Ghazi Sikandari 3/4 of a meter as the measuring unit and gave patta like title deed for tenants. So today's now this patta is available. Patta is used in uh, village, like everything patta, like this time you take this land and give such money. Ownership is not given. Okay, then like ownership is not given. So Sher Shah got all the land measured. He used gauge e secondary, that is 3/4 of a meter as the measuring unit, and gave patta for the lands. And he reformed the tariff by removing vexations, customs duty, and uh, permitting the impositions of customs duty on the articles of trade only at the frontier and in place of sales. So this helped the cause of commerce by facilitating easy and cheap transport of merchandise. And military administration was such like he maintained an efficient system of espionage and well-organized police system. So he maintained an efficient system of espionage and well-organized police system, and he reintroduced the system of branding of horses, and he enforced strict discipline in the army and duly supervised the recruitment of soldiers and took the descriptive role. So recruitment was also formalized, and the means of communication was such like he improved the communication by laying four important highways like Sonargaon to Sindh, Grand Trunk Road, Agra, Jodhpur to Chittor, Lahore to Multan, and several rest houses or sarais were also built. So, just remember, he improved the communication by making four highways. And the Sher Shah's coin was like copper coins. Copper coins was known as dam. Like Sher Shah's coin is on C. So it is like copper coin, that is dam silver coin, that is rupiah, and this replaced the tanka of Delhi, and this is till 1835 AD. Okay, even till now we use that is the tanka, rupiah, and all. So okay, AD till Britishers change. So Britishers already came by Mughal Emperor, like when Shah Jahan, after Shah Jahan, and Britishers was there. So art and architecture was such like Sher Khan was a great pattern of art and architecture, and Malik Muhammad Jayasi, the author of Padmavat, was patronized by Sher Shah. Now here your Padmavati's movie, that Padmavat came. So Malik Muhammad Jayasi, the author of Padmavat, was patronized by Sher Shah. So Abbas Khan Sarauni wrote Tariq-i-Sher Shahi. No need to remember. Sher Shah constructed the Rohtas, which is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Pakistan. So Sher Shah constructed the Rohtas Fort, which is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Pakistan. He also constructed the Kila Kuna Mosque at Purana Kila, Delhi, and he also built a mausoleum at Sasaram in Bihar, which is an octagonal and multi-story building, and is considered as one of the masterpiece of Indian architecture. Okay, and he built a new city of the bank on the bank of river Yamuna, Delhi, of which only the Purana Kila, Old Fort, and mosque was survived. Okay. So the successor of Sher Shah was succeeded by his son Islam Shah Sur. So succeeded by Islam Shah Sur, and Islam Shah Sur was known for his contribution to the field of judiciary, and he codified the laws. And Islam Shah Sur was succeeded by Sikandar Shah Sur and Adil Shah Sur. And then Humayun first defeated Sikandar Shah Sur in the Battle of Sirhind in 1555 CE. Now Humayun is returning. So now you will understand like how this Humayun and Sher Shah story is connected to each other. So both these stories how connected with each other. So it is like Islam Shah, who was known for his contribution to the field of uh, judiciary, he codified the laws, and Islam Shah succeeded by Sikandar Shah Sur and Adil Shah Sur. Okay. Now Humayun first defeated Sikandar Shah Sur in the Battle of Sirhind in 1550 and recaptured Delhi. Okay. Now Humayun's son Akbar defeated Adil Shah. Okay. So Humayun defeated Sikandar Shah, and then his son Akbar, Humayun's son, defeated Jaipur in the second battle of Panipat. Okay. So here the second battle of Panipat. see how this is connected. Okay, so I will show you that how like Empire started from Panipat only. Like Babur invaded India and defeated Ibrahim at the Battle of Panipat. Okay, I have made a video. You can go through and channel. Like I have made video on Babur and this Lodi dynasty and all. So Mughal Empire started from first Battle of Panipat. Then again it started, like it is continued with the second Battle of Panipat, and it is by uh, Akbar. Okay, and thus the Su dynasty came to end. So here, thus the Su dynasty came to an end. And the commander-in-chief of Adil Shah Sur was Hemu, and he led the Afghan army in the second battle of Panipat. So the commander-in-chief of Adil Shah Sur was Hemu, and he led the Afghan army in the second battle of Panipat. Okay. So from here again, Humayun 1555 to 1586 AD. So it is like 1530 to 15 AD I have said. So in this period, Humayun, like I will show you. So when Humayun left India, it was 1540 AD. So in 1540 AD, Humayun left India. Okay. In between that period, Sher Shah Suri was ruling. Su dynasty was ruling. Then again after second battle of Panipat, Akbar defeated and Adil Shah and Humayun defeated Sikandar Shah. Both fought and won together. Then 1555 AD, the Su dynasty was in shambles. Humayun, with the help of Bairam Khan, the Persian general, defeated the Sur and Adil Shah Sur. Adil Shah fought with the Akbar and captured his lost kingdom. So the kingdom which was snatched by Sher Shah Suri, then they recaptured it. So see how a story turned. So now the art and architecture of Humayun was such, like Humayun founded the city of Dinpana. Now Humayun, so here I will change it. Humayun. Okay. Now Humayun founded a city called Dinpana, and Humayun's sister Gulpadam Begum wrote his biography Humayun Nama. Okay. Bayazid wrote Tahrik-e-Humayun, and Sayyid Ali and Abdus Samad were the two great artists in the court of Humayun. So Sayyid Ali and Abdus Samad were the two great artists in the court of Humayun. And Humayun wrote poetry in the Persian. And Humayun used to write poetry in Persian language. Then Humayun died accidentally in 1556 AD after he fell from the staircase of his Din Panah library. Okay. So what is Din Panah? Din Panah was a city that is founded by Humayun. Then now Akbar. So now Akbar will come. So Humayun's story, Humayun's reign is captured with the Sher Shah Suri. Okay. So these are the things. Now next will be the Akbar video lecture. So must watch it, gain the knowledge, prepare for the government exam. Everything is for you. Okay. Thank you.